If people acted like dogs, episode 1. Hey, take a donut. Thanks. You gave me food. This means we are best friends now. I would literally die for you. Bullied 7-year-old finds cat with same rare eye condition and cleft lip, and it's like destiny exists. I ride my bike to and from work, 50 plus miles a week. I don't enjoy it, but it is a necessary part of my life. Almost got hit yesterday, took a digger, bike was wrecked, I was in a mood. Stopped at a cafe as I was walking my bike 5 miles home, mentioned at the counter what I was doing. As I ate, 2 female waitresses and their son sat outside next to my chained up broken down bicycle. They put enough love and duct tape into it that I was able to at least ride it home, albeit carefully, to my dog. A simple beautiful gesture by a total stranger. All 3 generations of Godzilla suit wearers walking down the street together. That street must be huge. I wish I could share my joy with someone. Hello. But making friends can be hard. Sigh. Until I do, I'll share it with myself. Here friend. Bloop bloop. Oh, thank you. Maybe it's not that hard. Just married. This is Vivian 91 and Alice 90, and they just got married. They've been dating for 72 years, and together they have visited all 50 US states, all the provinces of Canada, and been twice to England. Quote Alice, we've had a good time. Entire school learned sign language to welcome first ever deaf pupil. This statue dog's nose is worn away from all the people who pet it. Monastery adopts adorable stray dog, who now lives like a friar. Wholesome 100. She wouldn't stop biting me, so I got her this hat. You have only made her stronger. I shall grant you 3 wishes. I wish my dog could talk. Done. Hey buddy, you've got 2 wishes. Stray Japanese cat who spent 2 years trying to enter museum finds forever home. This does put a smile on my face. Princess, I have come for you. There is no princess in this castle. But dragon, you are my princess. Please can you write a silly joke on the pizza lids? My 6-year-old loves jokes and is feeling unwell. Thanks. What is a dog's favorite pizza? Pepperoni. When I was 12 I babysat this girl for a few years and she would come to me and show me her art, drag me by my wrists and point at the pieces she'd made during the week, and she'd be like, do the voice, and I'd put on a sports announcer Olympics style voice and be like, such form, this level of coloring, why I haven't seen such perfection in Crayola in a long time, and what is this? Why Jeff, now this is a true risk. It seems she's made a monochrome pink canvas. I haven't seen this attempted since winter 1932. And I gotta say, Jeff, it's absolutely splendid, and she'd fall back giggling. At the end of every night she'd check with me, did you really like it? And I'd say yes and talk about something I noticed and tucked her in. She was just accepted into 3 major art schools. She wrote me a letter. Inside was a picture from when she was younger, monochrome pink. Thank you, it said, to somebody who saw the best in me. I trust live action Snorlax with my life, and my only wish is to one day give him a big hug. He's shaped like a friend. His father left when he was 3. He dropped out of high school because of dyslexia. His best friend overdosed and died when he was 23. His child was born stillborn. His girlfriend died in a car crash shortly after. He has avoided serious relationship ever since. He took care of his sister when she was sick with leukemia. He donated 70% of his earnings from The Matrix to charity. Truly breathtaking. The girl I babysit has made me watch WALL-E at least 10 times, so I assumed it was her favorite movie, but today her mom told me that she watches it because she thinks it's my favorite movie. Me and the boys planting trees to protect the world from climate change. I was crushed when my hair fell out from chemotherapy. My beloved husband not only accepted it, he walked in our door last week with his own head shaved. He didn't want me to think I was going through this alone. After I cried my eyes out, he took me to Supercuts where the stylist gave me a high and tight hairdo that actually looked trendy. No one gave me a second glance when we took our bald selves out shopping. I went from a crushed zero back to a human being. I love my husband so much. That's so beautiful to hear. Character development. Mother cat meow and hisses at me. Mother cat person trusts me. My girl made me choose between her and my dog. Happy John Wick noises. You have $1 million for 24 hours, but everything you buy will disappear after that time. What do you do? If by disappear you mean just blink out of existence, I would try to obtain legal ownership of all trash, toxic waste, and pollution. Mall in Turkey lets stray dogs sleep inside after closing hours. Sheepdog puppy herds entire flock into owner's kitchen. A prodigy. You missed the best part, they weren't even their sheep. This good papa gathered up a bunch of random sheep it found somewhere on the countryside and brought them home for its human. A Valencia fan had his season ticket for years. He ended up going blind in his 50s, but kept his season ticket because he wanted to feel the atmosphere at the games. When he passed away 2 years ago, the club put a statue of him in his seat, so he would forever be at the games. When I came out to my brother as trans, I complained to him about our dad thinking it was a phase. He said something that had stuck with me ever since. Whether it is or isn't doesn't matter. We live our life in phases and we just have to try to be the happiest we can be at any one time. Even the moon lives in phases and that's about as natural as it gets. And honestly I feel like some of y'all really need to hear that. The second officer on the Titanic stayed on board until the end and got trapped underwater until a boiler explosion blew him free. He survived by clinging to a capsized raft. Later he volunteered in World War II and helped evacuate over 120 men from Dunkirk. You're not half bad at creating universes yourself, kid. An actual text my mother just sent me. No, I'm just not in a good mood. Okay, maybe have a banana and sit outside for a while. Family gathering. Mom, Aunt Carol is here. Aunt Carol is freaking ripped. Reblog if you love Aunt Carol. Aunt Carol is a cougar. I like to leave as much of my hair around the house as possible. It is my confetti. I'm a party. This is the kindest expression I've ever seen in my life. No one has ever looked at me with this much empathy and understanding. I would die for this cat. A German circus is using holograms instead of live animals for a cruelty-free magical experience, and it's cool. I support. Just washed my cow, tell her she's cute. Stand up for what you believe in. My son has autism, he loves video games. He has been playing Spider-Man PS4 for the last month. He's completed it back to front. He said to me today he looks up to Spider-Man. Why? Because when he gets knocked down, he always gets up again. Just like me. Video games change lives. Just so you know, there's like a lot of dogs in here. We've got a house to visit. Cleaning my phone and remember that time I bought a Tubbs plush at Comic Con and the maid service at the hotel tucked him in while we were away. My brother, to his online friends, I gotta go, my pizza is here. One of his online friends, where's my pizza? Everyone laughs. My brother logs out of chat. Me, you know, you could order them pizza. My brother, what? You know his address. We live in Canada, they are in the States. So, you can order it online and pay with credit card. 20 minutes later, online friend, how the F did you get me a pizza from Canada? I gave a little kid some frozen yogurt today at work, and his mom says, okay, what do you say? And he looks me dead in the eyes and says, I love you. My neighbor felt bad about me not hitting 100k, so he made me a 95k play button. Me and the boys cleaning up the beach to prevent pollution. Do you read this as an open-mouthed smile, or a smile with teeth? Friend. This still cracks me up. Like, can you imagine you're 130 years old and suddenly a gigantic alien baby starts following you around? I found this lizard and I put him on my shoulder. Then when I went in for my math final I put him outside by the door. And when I got out he was still there. Behind almost every crappy meme is a person that tried to make you smile. This turtle lost both his back legs, so veterinarians used a Lego toy car kit to build him a very fancy wheelchair. She's beautiful and way out of my league. No worries, I'll be your wingman. I'm late to work cause I followed this dog for 3 blocks in the wrong direction. World record. 633 divers in South Florida broke the Guinness World Record for the largest underwater cleanup in history, collecting thousands of pieces of trash from the ocean floor. When someone calls you handsome and it isn't your mom. Redditors of Reddit, what is the most strange wrong number call you've ever received? I used to get calls from a sweet little old lady trying to contact her grandson. It usually embarrassed her when she realized she had a wrong number, but when I explained to her that I was a trucker, she loved hearing about all the different places I was and where I was heading. I'd always tell her no, she wasn't bothering me. I have a headset and nothing but time on my hands. She'd chat for a while and it always seemed to cheer her up. Made my day too. Haven't heard from her in a year or so, and have lost her number. Saddens me to think she may have passed on, but I still smile when I remember her random calls. My little sister's boyfriend is moving and their goodbyes were the saddest thing ever. When you've been depressed for a while now and finally decide to see a therapist, Wakanda will no longer watch from the shadows. Whenever I'm on the toilet, my cat holds his paw on my foot to make me feel safe. I work as an actor at a haunted house and this little girl who was dressed as a cat came through. She saw me and was like, "No thank you, please don't get closer, I'm already scared." And I was like, "Alright, I appreciate the good manners, I'll back off." So her dad picks her up and starts going down the rest of my dark hall and I just hear her yell, "Everybody wait." I drop my ears, so I find them and give them to her dad and she goes, "Thank you but I hope I never see you again, goodbye," and waved over her dad's shoulder. I waved back and she gave me a thumbs up. Honestly, this kid has a lot of guts. Props for being so polite when she's terrified. I hope she gets a lot of candy this year. At any given moment there is a shark behind you. It might be 1,000 miles away, but there is a shark behind you. And that shark is totally behind you. It is supporting you in whatever you do and wants you to succeed. My grandma is in the hospital, but it's their 57th anniversary, so he showed up in a tux to surprise her with flowers. A pelican befriended a stray dog who was often spotted hanging out all alone along the boat docks. The man who took this photograph has adopted the dog, but brings him back every day to see his friend, Petey the pelican. Me showing mom the Minecraft house I spent hours on. Mom saying, "Wow, that's awesome, bud," even though it makes no sense to her. Why are you playing with your food? But she's my best friend. I know this kid who was leaving Pride, trying so badly to rub off the rainbow paint on his cheek because his dad was abusive and didn't know he was gay or at Pride. I was on the bus with him and he was close to tears, his cheek red, and I had my makeup bag and there was a packet of wet wipes, so I went up and sat next to him and helped him rub it off. We've been best friends ever since. My dad just built a neighborhood library in his fence and is so excited that books have been taken. Some have been taken. How can lawyers argue without crying? I'm a lawyer and let me tell you, it gets like super close, dude. Today Elmo got to see the sweater of one of Elmo's favorite people. Elmo loves you, Mr. Rogers. They say that every third person is not attractive. I'm attractive. Me too. Stats are lying again. Is there honestly any better feeling than hearing your dog's wee paws tapping off the floor after you shout their name to come see you? I think not. A world where a baby elephant has a fluffy ostrich as a pillow is my kinda world. So my sister adopted her very first dog and his before and after pictures have me crying. Adopt, don't shop. What's that in my wallet, you ask? Just a little something for the ladies. Filipino boy shielded mother cat from raging typhoon as it gave birth. You're breathtaking. Blind people of Reddit, how did you read this question? My friend and I browse Reddit together. We basically share this account. This is currently the blind fella talking. They read and tell me what posts are about and we both make replies sometimes. Good friendship. Most heaven. Loneliest man in the world speaking. Is a Mr. Handsome there? First initials I am. I am handsome. Thank you, Bart. I really needed that today. If they served for our country, we should step up for them. This is the least we can do. Man travels to all 50 states to mow lawns for veterans for free. Everyone like that. Some squid are very brave during their checkups, and others pretend to be rocks. My name is Squid. I'm not fish. I might be sick, so I'm in dish. The doctor touch. It give me shock. I do not trust, so now I'm rock. My sister has been in this world for 18 years and today is the first time she has been offered a menu at a restaurant. Mom cooks anything. Me. This is some serious gourmet sh. My brother is a low functioning Downsy. He used to love to hold babies but it's rare someone let him now. My wife and I let him hold our baby today and here is his look when we gave her to him. And then the way he held her without movement for 5 minutes. I almost cried. Went to a convenience store on my way to skate. Approaching counter with water and Advil. I'm old. Clark sees me. You look like someone. Me. Oh yeah. Him. What's your name? Tony. Last name. Hawk. You are him. Yes. No charge, but you owe me a selfie. No matter how old I get, I will always be at least slightly convinced that I'm capable of hurting a stuffed animal's feelings. Suddenly memories of trying to fit all of my stuffed animals on my bed, because I don't want any of them to feel left out. Toy Story mentally effort generation of kids. To whoever keeps singing songs in Chinese above my flat, you're killing it and I'm proud of you. My dad. 6-year-old me leading my dad to see the new Lego set I want for my birthday. Usain Bolt posing with his winning tortoise at a tortoise race. Are you telling me the fastest man in the world spends his free time racing slow ass animals? And his is the fastest of those slow ass animals. Why do we use U as the symbol for potential energy? Is there a hidden meaning behind the U? Like K is for kinetic energy. Because you have a lot of potential. This would be a man that loves going to work and does not dread it the night before. Upon entering the Magic Kingdom, one of the security guards said to the girl, "Excuse me, princess, can I have your autograph?" I could see that the book was filled with children's scribbles as the guard asked the same question of many little princesses. The little girl could not get over the fact that the guard thought she was a real princess. The gym is full of massive dudes today and I was on the middle bench in between guys effectively benching my body weight. Anyway, I'm doing bent over rows and set a new PR. I do a small fist bump in celebration. Then, one of the massive dudes strolls over and fist bumps me. Do you even lift, bro? Do I even lift? Yeah bro, I'll lift. I'll lift your freaking spirits up. How have you been? Everything okay? I miss you. Let's grab lunch sometime. What does Lionheart mean? It implies courage. What about Dogheart? Perhaps that suggests an endless supply of cuddles. Last night my husband was drunk and kissed me and said, "You're the hottest girlfriend I've ever had." And I was like, "I'm your wife." And he was like, "Oh my god, that's awesome." I know we all think our dad was the coolest, but my dad was the engineer behind the inflatable flailing tube man. I miss him so much, but I'm reminded of him every time I pass by a car dealership. He was the coolest. Okay, what if I put a little curl in it like this? My goodness pa, where did Clark go? Well, paint me green and call me a pickle. I swear he was just here. Excuse me, young man, have you seen Clark? You can post a suicide prevention phone number all you want, but if you really want to help prevent suicide, depression and self-harm, stop being such holes to each other online and in real life. Nearly extinct pink dolphin gives birth to pink calf. You're breathtaking. Co-worker, why are you always cutting up the plastic from the six packs? Me, I like turtles. How can people say cats don't have feelings? Like, when my cat got deadly sick, she refused to eat a single thing and it had been days, but when I started crying she ate just a little bit, and upon seeing how happy it made me, kept doing it whenever she could. Now whenever I'm sad or crying, she finds wherever I'm with a mouthful of food and eats the pieces one by one, every time looking up at me, making sure I was watching her eat it all, because she knew it made me happy, and it does make me happy. One of my best friends sent me this. Depression. Me. Having great friends like you. Using no you to respond to an insult. Using no you to respond to a compliment. Psychologist discovers that dogs dream about the humans they love. We don't deserve dogs. 100. The closest I've ever come to having a personal relationship with God is when Amazon sent a package to my address for someone who didn't exist, told me I could keep it, and inside were pants exactly my size. Squirrels will adopt other squirrel babies if the parents die or are unable to care for them. Take your time, Margaret, I got your back. There are so many cats and dogs on the internet that we forget about baby alpacas. I love saying "of course" instead of "you're welcome." Like, of course I'm helping you, that's what I do. You were foolish to even consider an alternate dimension in which I'm not helping you. You idiot. You absolute buffoon. I may not have the best body, but it sure does hold all my organs in place. This is the type of positivity I need. I can smash anything. Buildings, mountains. Can you smash my sadness? Boop. When ships pass through Point Nemo in the southern Pacific Ocean, they are 2,700 kilometers from the nearest land. That means that at the right time of day the nearest humans are on the International Space Station, 416 kilometers up. Actually, the closest humans are always the ones you keep in your heart, so jot that down. There is this 81-year-old woman on YouTube who uploads videos of herself playing Skyrim. She opens her videos with "Hello grandkids," and she's my hero. May the child never die in any of us. Every year since I was little, on my birthday my dad would pick one of our irises and give it to me and my sister with breakfast in bed. This is the first year I haven't been home for my birthday, and you thought I forgot your flower. Here it is, birthday girl. Do you want to ingest with us? Thank you, I'm unknown in this region. Is there a syllable sequence being used to address you? Yes, but you may find it difficult to pronounce. Then we will just practice until we can. Instead of buying your children all the things you never had, you should teach them all the things you were never taught. Material wears out but knowledge stays. Bruce Lee. Carefully, he's a hero. What gives people feelings of power, money, status? Going against the entire class and getting the answer correct. Dating a boy bigger than you. His hoodies will look cute and oversized on you. Dating a boy your size. You can share hoodies and they will fit and look nice. Dating a boy smaller than you. Your hoodies will look cute and oversized on him. Conclusion. All boy sizes are cute and good. What was the nicest thing you've done anonymously? There was a guy in my company who just got hired in. Young kid, very poor. I noticed he was wearing 2 different shoes, both very old looking sneakers. I managed to find out his shoe size roughly by comparing his to mine standing next to him one day. I bought him a new pair of work boots and put them on his workbench early the next morning so no one would find out I did it. Put a quick note that said they were for him. I stayed away from giving anyone a clue it was me. I did see him crying some happy tears. Made me feel really good. How she thinks she looks versus how I think she looks. Buster, get that guy. I'm on it. Hang on, he's not wearing one of those arm things. What? Those arm protectors you guys wear during training? He doesn't have one. I know, just grab him. But I might hurt him. When the teacher uses your assignment as an example for what to do right. Thank you for my gift, I love it. No dad, you're wearing it wrong. There is no day that can't be improved by seeing pictures of how they weigh now. Penguin swims 5,000 miles every year to reunite with the man who saved its life. I fix machine all day, but I cannot fix my gay son. Because he is not broken. Honestly, Minecraft is a good game and I will never forgive the internet for making people feel bad for liking a game about freaking mining and building houses. Thanks for being my teacher for a year. I might fail, but it's not your fault. Possibly the most sincere end of year message I've ever received. Just bro things. Using Drake format. Using an Arctic Fox format to raise awareness of their endangerment. Do you know why birds sing just before dawn? Scientists believe it's to tell their mates that they made it through the night, as a way of saying I'm still here. Maybe that's why we sing too. Why we create art, as a way of saying I made it, I'm still here. Robert Downey Jr. hits rock bottom in Hollywood with a drug and crime record. Kevin Feige, I'm about to start this man's whole career. My dog during the day. My dog when I get home from work. We always see Kermit memes where he's crying in the shower, sadly touching his face or sipping tea, but look at the growth. I wish I could rescue you like a hero, to stop your torture, but I can't. Sometimes this is all I can do for you. Just learned our 9-year-old did an experiment on us. Lost tooth, told no one for 3 days, kept tooth under his pillow, no money. Then he tells us he lost the tooth next night, there is money under his pillow. Then confronted us with his scientific evidence that the tooth fairy isn't real. Science 100. That has to be one of the most gorgeous creatures God has ever made. I'd like to take him home and just keep him as a pet, but that's not what he's meant to be. He's meant to be free. When your mom tells you that you're a handsome young man. My next door neighbor's guinea pig comes over sometimes to ask for carrots. How to be enough for someone. FBI agent, bro, you good. My goal was to graduate before I reached 100 years of age. I made it with 33 years to spare. You ever feel like you're not even a main character in your own life? It's just filler episodes for character backstory. Don't worry, it's still your show. When you see your cat and dog sleeping soundly, and you realize that they have an easy and relaxing life because of your tender care for them. Sexy singles in your area. I'm the sexy single. This dude letting his Squirtle play on his phone while riding the subway is the backbone of our society. Would it be weird to go to Disneyland alone as a 27-year-old single male? Not a joke post. Finally have enough money to travel somewhere, and Disneyland has always been my childhood dream. Grew up really poor. I don't have anyone to take since I'm single, and I don't want to look like a pedophile. I really wanna hug Donald Duck and get a photo with him. Hell nah, you go to Disneyland and you hold your head up high with your Mickey Mouse ears and you go hug Donald Duck. And if someone give you a hard time, tell them to take it up with me. Meet Alyssa Carson. She's just 17 and is the youngest person to graduate from Advanced Space Academy. She is the only person in the world to have completed every NASA space camp. She's already started her astronaut training and aims to be the first person to walk on Mars in 2033. She is yet to complete her high school followed by PhD in astrobiology but has already started preparing for her dream. This soldier carried his service dog down a mountain because it was 117 degrees and the rocks were burning his feet. My little brother made a YouTube play button on my birthday to celebrate my 40,000 milestone. He's only 12 years old. Hi, this is my 85-year-old physics teacher. Him and his wife just had a lightsaber fight. Don Rickles intended to reprise his role as Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story 4 but died in April 2017. Rickles' family then contacted Pixar and asked if there was a way to include him in the film. By reviewing 25 years of material including unused lines from the first 3 films, games and other related media for the franchise, and they were able to assemble enough to use within the film. When I was 6 years old, my dad told me he would give me $5 if I found a 4-leaf clover. I spent hours looking for one in my yard. Today I was watering my new trees and saw this. My dad's no longer with us, but I yelled at the top of my lungs, "Dad, you owe me $5. After 24 weeks of chemotherapy, I'm cancer free. My nephew grew his hair out for 2 years to donate to kids with cancer. Doctor, you've been in a coma since 2012. Patient, I hope Minecraft is still around. It was my favorite. Doctor, I've got a second round of good news for you today. Did you know that bees sleep between 5 and 8 hours a day, sometimes in flowers? Also, they like to sleep with other bees and hold each other's feet. My cat is cuter than yours, fight me. My ruse was successful. Now I have hundreds of super cute animal pictures to look at when I'm down. You stupid idiots fell right into my trap. I'm going to have a heart attack, oh my god. My hopes and dreams. Don't worry, that's a recycling bin, not a trash bin. Your hopes and dreams can be recycled into new and different ones that can sustain you. My son has parked his bike by this lamppost just about every day for the last year. This morning, this sticker had appeared. Absolutely made our day. People can be so brilliant. Thank you, whoever did it. If opposites attract, why aren't hot people attracted to me? The obvious logic here is that you're hot. That's the most encouraging thing I've ever heard. Pink Floyd's David Gilmour sold his guitars for $21.5 million and donated everything to fight climate change. Everyone liked that. Normal blood cells. Grandma blood cells. Dog. I missed you so much. Oh, what's wrong? I had a dream about my dog. You know what that means, right? He visited you to make sure you're alright. Is one a lot? Depends on the context. Dollars? No. People who care about you? Yes. When you meet a kid who doesn't do drugs or bully anyone, but is popular because he is a genuinely nice guy, this is beyond science. They use the same pink dye that they use on banknotes. This makes the ivory unsellable and it can't be consumed. The animals are not harmed and it is saving their lives. Because that's what heroes do. Butterfly lands on dad's hand as he honors late daughter. I'm so damn happy I might crack a smile today. If you choose not to find joy in the snow, you will have less joy in your life, but the same amount of snow. Look at your wrist, see the bluish veins. The blood flowing through them contains hemoglobin, a protein that has 4 iron atoms incorporated into its structure. Iron is only naturally produced in one place. It can only be forged in the core of dying stars. Every time you look at your veins, remember that you are built from, and kept alive by, pieces of stardust. My priest friend transforms his church at night into a place where poor people and refugees can come and eat for free. Everyone like that. I have no purpose in life. Thank you. Be me. Minor depression, major anxiety, major PTSD. Cutting grass at 9:30 at night because I kept putting it off all day. See a flash in the corner of my eye. Lightning bug. Lightning bug. Start having fond memories of catching and releasing lightning bugs with my late dad. Feels good, man. Suddenly start running around like an autistic child catching lightning bugs. Most fun I've had in a while. JPEG. Remember having to call my dad over to reach the ones high up in the sky. My face when I can reach them now. Haven't felt depressed since. Thank you, lightning bugs. A couple years ago I was on vacation with my entire family, and my cousin was like 11 and called him the chosen one and started dubbing everyone like chosen one number 37,578 etc. And one time we got a pizza, and when the pizza guy got there, my cousin got this thoughtful look and said, you are chosen one number 2, my second in command. And the pizza guy looked so touched. I've never been successful at growing carrots until today. They may not be pretty, but they are mine. A homeless man gave this student his last £3 so she could get home. Student raises over £21,000 for homeless man who offered her £3 so she could get home safely. One act of kindness can change your whole life. I was out with a bunch of people this weekend and this guy suddenly went, "Man, I miss my wife," and went home. Like, I want that. Ask Pixar to sell a toy of the kid with the cochlear implant in Toy Story 4. Everyone like that. When you see a baby crying on the bus and make funny faces at her till she stops crying. This will be the end of Wire. Jesus Christ. What made the weird kid at your school weird? I was in year 10 when he came up from primary school. I don't know what was wrong with him, but he'd always pretend to be a train and chug along through the quad. People would chuckle as he went past, but he didn't care. Him and his other weird mate would just scoot on by minding their own business. When I was in year 11th, one of the Scratter kids, a proper mom, through and through, blocked his tracks and took the mick out of him. A group of us shoved him out of the way and berated him for it, and encouraged Train Boy to go on his way. Ours wasn't the best school in the district, but goddamn, at least the trains ran on time. At 14 I saw my mom crying about our only car being repossessed. This felt good. Merry Christmas, Mom. Men get depression. Men get anxiety. Men get suicidal thoughts. Men get mental illness. Maybe instead of saying man up, say it's okay to talk about it. When you absolutely freaking refuse to give up. May we initiate, obscure and pursue. Okay. Restricting my vision. Creating a small mystery. Prepared or not, I will discover you. And when I do, there will be literally no consequences. Wait, this isn't pre-made, what the freaking hell? Putting this together was actually a lot of fun and I'm glad I got it. Texas senior throws pizza party for homeless instead of graduation celebration. Everyone like that. Always do your best. And everybody's best is different. You can't always be the best. But you can always do your best. The most delicious part of Girl Scout cookies is the part where you justify eating an entire box in one sitting. Because you're supporting the next generation of women business leaders. To me, you are trash. Suicide is never the answer. You gotta outlive your enemies. During middle school, my stepdad used to leave me a note on my door each day to inspire me. Well, I kept those notes and it's been 6 years since then. Today I gave him those notes back. Happy Father's Day. Shout out to everyone who still tries to get back into the swing of things after depression hit them hard. There isn't enough recognition for those people. You are fighting a daily battle with your own thoughts and you're still coming out on top. You're all brave as freak. Observe. Greetings, tiny being. Your young being started it. We do not pose a threat to your youngling. Nor do we feel threatened. Those tiny arms cannot hurt us. Haha, my young being greets every creature. Okay, but we feel special still. We were chosen. Clark. Bruce. I can show you the world. Stop it. Shining, shimmering, splendid. You promised. Tell me, princess, when did you last let your heart decide? I was 8. It decided on justice. Bro. I need a scar to impress the wenches. That is all. I seek no quarrel. He was a huge warrior. I crushed him. You're so brave. You have the opportunity to kill Hitler, but only when he is age 7, and with your bare hands. No repercussions for yourself. Do you do it? Why kill him when you can raise him to be a better person? I see a small apartment. I see you. Alone. And all of the people you made happy with your meme. Jesus, that's a lot of happy people. Today my son took his first flight to Oregon to see his dad. I sent Landon with a letter to give to whoever sat next to him saying he has high functioning autism, so he might be nervous and ask you, are we there yet a lot, and please just make him feel safe and comfortable, with $10 in the note. And this is what I just received. I'm so grateful to this individual, and that there are still kind people in the world who make a difference like I try myself to do as well. Thank you so much, Ben. Alexa, my name is Ben. I was Landon's seat neighbor for his flight to Portland. He did ask if we were there yet several times, but he was a great travel buddy. We had a good time and played a few rounds of rock paper scissors. He's a great kid and you're a lucky mom. I appreciate the $10, but it wasn't necessary. I donated it to Autism Society in honor of Landon. Have a great day. Boy creates bow ties for shelter animals to help them get adopted. Abuelitas are the best. Dog climbing on top of me. Here I shall slumber. Me. Why? It's uncomfortable. Dog must protect me. There's nothing dangerous here. Dog. Loneliness is dangerous. Do you ever imagine what if the universe were not so expansive? What if I could gather all beings I love into one place? Can you imagine that sensation? Hey y'all, do you want to see a dragon that I drew? Of course you do, here he is. Hello beautiful. This has to be a first. A firefighter gives mouth to a snake suffering from smoke inhalation and saves its life. After his fishing buddy passed away, 75-year-old widower Ray Johnston posted a classified ad that broke hearts all over the internet. He just wanted someone to go fishing with and offered to split costs with anyone who owns a boat. His ad got over 60,000 views, and he had offers from people around the world, including a guy who took him on an all-expense-paid deep-sea fishing getaway. You're breathtaking. My grandpa called me in the middle of my shift at work today and he goes, I know you're working but this is important. Do you want to go to Red Lobster with me on Saturday? My grandma passed away my junior year of high school. A month before she passed, she left me a voicemail wishing me happy birthday. Today I got that exact waveform tattooed across my heart, and I'm able to play it just by holding my camera over it. Someone out there loves you. It's not me. I hate you all. But someone loves you. So glad I grew up enjoying this. And the younger generations will also be able to enjoy what they like regardless of what it is. Who's ready for sandcastle contest? Me. Woo. Begin. And the winner is Crab. Me. Why? We heard that your home was taken by the waves. These are yours. Welcome home. Or guys. She stole 5 eggs to feed her children. The officer brought her 2 truckloads of food instead of arresting her. The honorable member. My 3-year-old calls my gray hairs wizard hair. I'm not getting older, just more powerful. Is she your favorite princess too? Yes. Hey, let's both be Ariel. When I was in Mexico I saw a little sombrero and a little saddle, and I knew I had to buy them for this reason. No snake, don't get too close to me. I will only hurt you. Why? Because you are literally covered with pokey spikes. No, because I have a tendency to lose good friends due to my poor communication skills. Wow. I thought that was really good communication. OMG, my first subscriber was my mom. If 99% people find you unattractive, then around 75 million people on earth still find you attractive. My self-confidence just shot up. Me telling my mom I love her randomly. One time I called my boyfriend dumb cause he took the bus instead of the metro to work. Bus takes longer. And he hit me with, I take the bus so I can call you every day before work. I don't get signal on the metro. And then I realized I'm dumb. And I think about that a lot. When people waiting on your downfall but you a goat. Single mom dresses as dad, so her son wouldn't miss donuts with dad day at school. Sometimes I feel like I'm nothing. Hey. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me. Me, streams on Twitch for the first time. My one friend watching. In case you've never seen 5 chubby foxes. My 79-year-old grandma has a meme framed. Going to grandparents' house. Leaving grandparents' house. Ha, I'm a piece of trash. As someone who cares deeply about the environment, I'm obligated to pick you up. Is 7 okay? You smooth F. Yeah, sex is cool, but have you ever woke up from a dream and went back to sleep, and the dream picked up where it left off? Microsoft's Halo themed prosthetic arm will make kids feel like Master Chief. My dog was terrified of the fireworks, so my cat went and cuddled up with her. My heart is crying still. A Californian care home that went bankrupt. About 16 elderly residents were abandoned. Most staff left, but the janitor and the cook stayed behind to care for the residents at their own expense. Because that's what heroes do. The stars are beautiful tonight. Yes. You know who else is beautiful? No. Who? People who say GG even after losing the game. My father said, next year is a wonderful year. There are many weekends with a beautiful date. Then, pick one for your special day. Woohoo, I'm a spooky ghost. I was sword killed to death in these very woods. Oh no, that's awful. Do you want to talk about it? What? I really do. Today I was talking to my dad and I referred to myself as his son. I'm gender fluid by the way. And he said, today's a Sunday huh? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, huh? I thought today was a Saturday, not a Sunday. And I just laughed for like 5 minutes. Diversity only makes dads stronger, more powerful. The dad jokes are evolving. What's the story behind your scar? I ran into a mirror as a small child thinking I had met a friend. So much purer than I expected. Blind raccoon saves 2 lost kittens and helps them find a loving human. Because that's what heroes do. I asked my housemate to look after my plants whilst I'm away for the next couple of weeks. He sent me these. Me first hearing about the live action Mulan missing key characters and songs from the original film. Versus me learning the reason being due to respect to Chinese culture and history. I met this dog and asked its owner for a photo. Baxter the dog saw my phone, sat down and smiled. Again, we do not deserve dogs. Mom, can I color your arm please? He's 19 years old but still loves walks, so he gets his own wagon. Cheetahs are so shy that zoos give them their own emotional support dogs. Happy cheetah noises. The best way to get miles on a motorcycle. I love this backpack, it looks great, and it still has enough room to carry the stuff I need like my wallet, my keys, a phone charger and a couple of water bottles. I wear it on my motorcycle and it always makes people smile or laugh. Just because you don't look like somebody who you think is attractive doesn't mean you aren't attractive. Flowers and Christmas lights are beautiful, but they look nothing alike. 3 years ago my wife broke down crying because we couldn't even afford a tree or presents for Christmas. So I borrowed some lights and made this in our empty apartment. Now we make one every year along with a real tree to remember where we used to be. Dad, there's a spider in my room. Get it. Quick, give me that big blue book. Did you know that spiders keep the number of household pests like roaches and mosquitoes under control? Wow, nice work, little spider. I feel seen. Youth charges straight into fire to save his 8-year-old niece. I'd do it again, even if I died. Because that's what heroes do. Everyone leaving Area 51 empty-handed, realizing the real treasure was the friends we made along the way. When you ask a girl out and she rejects you, but you're happy you took a shot and it helped you gain some confidence. Mission failed, we'll get M next time. A line of kindergarteners wait to have their yearbook signed by their favorite janitor. Something about this warms my heart. Lucky by Tim Brierley. This little guy told his dad that he wanted to learn how to train his dog, and his dad said there were lots of dog training videos on YouTube, so here he is showing them to the dog. Instead of storming Area 51, y'all should go out and plant trees. Star Wars fans direct traffic with lightsabers during New York City blackout. You are strong and wise, and I'm very proud of you. Why here? Because this tree reminds me of you. It's strong and quiet and always here when you need it. Jaden Smith is providing clean water for Flint and feeding the homeless healthy food. Will and Jada have the best parenting skills? Jaden Smith launches free vegan food truck for less fortunate in LA. 13-year-old me. Why is my mom texting me? Me now. I'm gonna send my mom a picture of this grass cause it's super green. I think she'll like it. So weak and vulnerable. Let's put an end to his misery. Overheard conversation between 2nd grade boys. Do you think you'll ever fall in love? I don't know. I think if she likes pancakes, then probably. Met this sweet man at Outback. He saw us at prom and showed us a picture of him and wife at prom in 1949. If someone shares an achievement, go out of your way to say well done. If you like someone's outfit or work, make sure you give them the compliment. A few kind words can change someone's day. With all the negative comparisons and bullying online, we could use more kindness. Redditors with interesting hobbies. What do you do and why? I'm a mail knitter. I took it up in honor of a very good friend who died suddenly on the eve of her 31st birthday because of an aortic aneurysm. She would spend all year knitting scarves and hats for the homeless and needy to give out at Christmas. I inherited all her knitting stuff and kept up the tradition in her honor. People make mistakes. It's part of growing up. And you never really stop growing. Me. 1 McFlurry please. Cashier. The machine is down. Me. Or. Then 1 for the machine too. This man I work with is a single dad with a 15-year-old daughter who's recently turned vegan, and every time I see him he asks me what I'm having for lunch that day and writes it down for her if he thinks it's something she'd like. My heart. My mental health that I have worked hard on improving. Me. I finally ran into my mom at college and she took me to her class to meet her classmates, and it was the cutest thing ever. Me and mom are having college adventures. Today the bus driver pulled up to a stop even though no one had requested it. When no one got off he turned off the bus, started walking towards the back, and told us to be patient because he knew this was someone's stop and sometimes she fell asleep. He was right. 2,400 lucky people got to hear John Williams conduct a program of his music on Wednesday night. One who didn't was a security guard stationed in the stairwell leading to the musicians' locker rooms. Seth Lowe gave her a mini concert of Star Wars theme, much to her delight. Fight for our baby's first word. We recently had twins, and my husband makes a point of saying dada to the babies in front of me, so I play along and say mama as if I'm fighting back, but I watch them overnight, and when I'm alone with them I also whisper dada to them, because he's such a good dad and I want him to have the joy of being their first word. Don't shoot, I'm a noob. No, please. 16-year-old Jamie Harrington saw a man sitting on the edge of a bridge and stopped to ask, "Are you okay?" That one little question saved lives. After convincing him to get help, they exchanged numbers and parted ways. Months later, the man called and said his wife was pregnant with a baby boy. They named him Jamie. This hen hatched a clutch of ducklings after accidentally sitting on the wrong nest of eggs. The farmer said, "Hilda doesn't seem bothered at all. The ducklings follow her around just as chicks would." Garbage men taking a break. They deserve it. Story time. Be me. 2 years ago, driving home from work because not neat, want to get home quick because Amazon said my new Sonic game was delivered. Everything going fine until car in front of me gets sideswiped, goes into median and rolls several times. I pull over and run over to her, old woman inside, alive but hurt. I open the door and pull her out. She's barely conscious but I check her out and she's not bleeding and probably not gonna die. Other people get out of their cars and come over. I want to play Sonic so I leave her with them and go home. Fast forward to 2 weeks ago. Be visiting super religious grandparents. They've got some weird TV show on where they interview people who've seen angels. One woman comes on. My face when it's the woman I helped out of the car. My face when she tells the story of a handsome angel who pulled her out of a car after a bad accident and then disappeared. My face when I'm an angel. My face when a girl called me handsome. This bike may look odd to some, but this man built it so that his blind brother can feel the wind like he does. That's quite the brother. Instead of storming Area 51, we should all storm a local beach and clean it up. You have to have dark in order to show light. It's just like in life. If you don't have a little sadness in your life, you don't know when the happy times come. My mum broke her wrist and didn't want to go to her dinner party with an ugly cast, so I broke out some brushes and painted Van Gogh's Starry Night on it for her. Oh yeah, no biggie, lem just whip out my brushes and paint a little something something, easy. My boyfriend always uses we statements whenever I'm stressed, scared or having my own issues, like we will figure this out, or we will get through this. So I know I'm never alone and that I always have him, and I think that's really important. Well, here goes nothing. This is pretty high up. There's no turning back now. Oh my god, I did it. I'm on top of the world. Small talk tip for people who hate small talk. Ask people if they have any pets. This is light and impersonal enough to offend no one. People who have pets are usually pretty excited to talk about them and show off pictures, so there's a good chance that you will be looking at kitties and doggos. People who don't have pets will usually talk about the pets they wish they had, or have had in the past. People who neither have nor want pets are pretty rare. It's a neutral topic to talk about, but be prepared for the weirdest I once spent an hour listening to a financial manager who kept tropical velvet earthworms. That sounds like an excellent reason to try this strategy. Everyone leaving Area 51 empty-handed, realizing the real treasure was the friends we made along the way. Shout out to all the men going through a lot, with no one to turn to, because this world wrongly taught our males to mask their emotions. This is Alab. He's been my best friend since we were 8. A couple of days ago he risked his own life to save a mother and her daughter from a raging house fire. He has burns on his face and around his eyes, even burning some eyelashes. He's my hero and has a heart of gold. I'm so proud of him and he should wear his burns proudly. After it happened he went back to his normal life. taking care of his 4 younger siblings and living in the basement of an apartment. I love you so much, and you will always be my hero. Please take his story and try and spread love. Everyone should try and be more like him. If we are dating, I want to be your second priority. I want your first priority to be you, your ambitions, your life and your future, because my priority right now is me and mine. Finding happiness and security alone is crucial to finding it together. When they were prepping me for the surgery, the nurse put one of those cloth hats over my head to keep the hair out of my face. She said, "Here's your party hat." And I was already tripping balls, so I said, "Yay party," and wiggled around on the table like a gleeful slug. They call him Bagel Jesus. He takes the old bagels from work and distributes them to the hungry on the street. Got chickens. Emptying a few cans of corn into a muffin tray, adding water and then freezing it is a very small act of kindness. On hot days, it'll mean the world to the chickens. Pecking away at an ice block to finally be rewarded with a cold corn kernel is a great way to help them keep cool. Girl graduating from kindergarten, but her father was unable to attend the graduation because he died 3 days ago in a police operation mission. So every police from her father's department came to the graduation on behalf of her father. Month ago. Phone call. The sampling you gave us 2 years ago showing us that you got matched more than 80% with someone who has leukemia cancer. We need you as soon as possible. Your bone marrow can save his life. Would you like to donate? Last week. My last day of chemo. It was tough, but I was tougher. You have been visited by the Holy Doggo. Like this video and subscribe for a good luck.